Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 75 of WCW. I am Swarls, and we are 9 days away from Fall Brawl, which you may notice, eagle-eyed viewers may notice, that is sooner than what it said last week. And that is because I decided to move it up a week. The reason being that Starrcade Night 1 is the 17th. And if Fall Brawl would have been when we were having it, that would have been the 27th. So that would have been a pretty short turnaround. And I thought, well, Starrcade, especially now that it's 2 nights and we have to do like 2 nights worth of matches to build, probably need a little bit of that extra time, whereas Fall Brawl has been ready, honestly, for weeks. So I bumped it up a week, so that would have one less week of killing time before Fall Brawl, and we would have one more week of building up Starrcade. That made sense to me. I don't really like to move the pay-per-views because it's a little unrealistic to like a week ahead of time be like, hey guys, just so you know, the pay-per-view's next week now. But I don't know, that made sense to me, so that's what we did. Also, it means we will get the Fall Brawl this week, so that's fun. Mr. Rain, what's going on? December to Dismember vibes. That was the show. They announced like 2 matches, right? Yeah. PWA made a contract offer to Don Callis. Okay. Are you like a good commentator? Oh yeah, you're like good at stuff now. Yeah. Oh, okay. We are really developing Don Callis into a good color commentator. So, great. You're welcome, Wrestling World. That's not what I want to do. I don't think we have looked at our product since like episode 1. No, I don't mean the Jackal. That is Don Callis. That is what we have always called him since he showed up on our show. Saturday night finally aired. Cool. That's another thing we have to worry about when we do double night Starrcades, what we're going to do about Saturday night that week. I think we're just going to do it live. Or maybe like a 1-night tape delay. Maybe we'll air it on like Thursday that week or something. What should I do? El Cobarde Dos. Okay. Oh, I know about the Jackal. You don't have to Jackal-splain me. I know all about the Truth Commission. There was Kurgan and like the other guys and Don Callis. All right, Nitro time. I haven't been to the Tri-State since October. I think we'll probably do this pay-per-view in the Tri-State. So we could probably do the go-home show in the Tri-State. We can do 20K. We'll probably do like 30. We'll probably run in like a stadium for Fall Brawl. That's wild. Let's go to the Spectrum. Philadelphia. All right. Now that this pay-per-view is happening a week earlier, let's get some creative finishes. Please. Safe bet for Ric Flair. That doesn't help me for this pay-per-view, and that's all we get. Okay, Eddie Gilbert's got to like get some more like. We replace him with Jumbo. I feel like we've been getting a lot less points, but they have about the same booking skill. I think he just has to like get more chemistry with the rest of the team. Which do that, Eddie. Please do that. Please hang out with Masawa and Jim Ross. Mike Awesome has a creative finish. Oh boy. training. Wada ribbed Brian Pillman. That could have gone poorly for him. I'm glad Pillman took that in stride. Headhunter A yelled at Eddie Guerrero. See, if I'm at Eddie Guerrero, I'm not getting in an argument with one of the headhunters, because you know the second headhunter is back in the locker room, lurking, waiting. You can't get into an argument with just one headhunter. Is Fantasio around? I mean, probably. Let's do an open forum. Okay, everyone's pretty happy. If only 4 people whined at us, that's actually pretty good. Alright, last week we did a random Triple Crown match, because why not? Kudo Nakano backstage time. Rick Rude. Okay, beat Jumbo and Wendy Richter. Sting and Big Van Vader just like won a match. Okay, cool. Alright. Since this is now the go home, as a reminder, this is the card for Fall Brawl. We're doing the big War Games match. It's Sting, Vader, Eddie Guerrero, Dustin Rhodes, and Ron Simmons taking on the NWO of Stan Hansen, Masawa Kobashi, Dr. Death, and Terry Gordy. There will be a light heavyweight title match with Ultimo Dragon defending the belt against Jerry Lynn. Jumbo Tsuruta will take on Rick Rude. Genichiro Tenryu will take on Sabu. Steve Regal will take on Owen Hart. Brian Pillman will take on Razor Ramon. Bull Nakano will defend the women's title against Megumi Kudo. And Wendy Richter will take on Manami Toyota. That's right, folks. 2 women's matches on a WCW pay-per-view. We did it. Mission accomplished. They're both going to get like a 50. But they're going to be on the show. And that'll mean something, I guess. I think we're just going to go like big in-ring promo with Ventura and Stan. Let's call this foreshadowing. And Masawa. And then, Kobashi is just there. Dr. Death is there. Terry Gordy is there. They're talking about the Stinger. They're talking about Big Van Vader. That's probably fine. Let's do the tech. Let's do Dustin and Ron too. Nick, hello. So this is basically just going to be a big long promo, not hyping up the match, first of all. But second of all, I think Stan has to give like an impassioned speech about how he is going to lead the NWO to victory. He knows things haven't been going great ever since he lost the WCW title, and it's time for him to take responsibility for that. The only way for me to make up for that is we are going to win the War Games at Fall Brawl. And after we defeat WCW and prove the superiority of All Japan Wrestling, I will regain the WCW title. I will wrestle Sting at Starrcade. And then, again, sowing some seeds of dissension, Masawa will be like, well, what if I pin Sting? When I get the title shot then? Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then Masawa was just going to be like, all right, listen, Stan, we better win this match. The rest of us have been talking. We appreciate everything you've done for us. You better win this match. This is just classic hitting you over the head stuff here. Promo, hyping, War Games, and sowing dissension. Is that how you spell dissension? Probably. Who knows? Not me. Alright, let's do... We're just going to have all the people in those matches talk. What is the main event of this show? That's a great question, Swarley. This is hot. Could be hotter. Light heavyweight title is very hot. Good for them. Razor Pillman, very hot. Okay, I can't help but notice nothing is like extremely hot, which is kind of what we need. Do we have creative ideas? Oh, we have a lot of creative ideas. We have one for Vader. It's a near certainty. He's in this storyline, right? No, he's in the Triple Crown storyline. Yes. Deploy that creative idea. Yes. What's Liger Steamboat up to? Liger is super injured. He like broke his neck. Steamboat is on the other brand, but he's shooting Kurt Hennig. That's going very well. Then we also had one for Ron Simmons. We might as well do that too, assuming it's good. I don't know if it's good. It's a safe bet. I'll take that. Let's deploy that creative idea. Turn Spotify down a smidge. I would like this world title scene to be hotter. I don't know why it's only hot. Like, these are all, like, 95, 95, 75, 95, 94. Like, how is it only hot? I don't really understand that. Ooh, I don't trust those likelies. So we're gonna not touch the rest of those. Although maybe we'll use a likely on, like, the women's title, you know? Because that needs anything it could get. I'll take a chance on that. Oh, I also forgot to start it until, like, last week. That's great. Love that for me. What else is just, like, cold? Is anything cold? No, that's the only thing that's cold. Alright. Didn't answer my question, though, which is, what's the fucking main event of the show? Is it one-sided? Maybe? No? I don't think so. Let's see. Tenru and Sabu. Tenru and Sabu have been doing a lot of stuff. Richard Toyota is hot. That seems like a miracle. Regal and Owen are very hot, and I mean, those are guys that could have a main event caliber match, especially if we gave them the right opponents, which we could pretty easily do. So we're going to go 2v2 main event. Owen will team with Sabu. Now that's a team. Take on Tenru and Steve Regal. I think everyone is good here. The fuck is the Regal? There it is, Regal Owen. Fairly good. Steve Regal is neutral. Alright, Steve Regal probably needs the heat, so I will give Steve Regal a tainted win over Owen Hart. Alright, that's good by me. Similar to what we opened the show with, I think the baby faces should also all cut a promo. So Sting, Vader, Eddie, Dustin. Yeah, sure. Dustin, Ron. Maybe Ron just stands there. Maybe Dusty's there and he also just stands there. They're going to talk about Stan and Misawa and Terry Gordy and Dr. Death. This is just like straight up hype. This is like, there's no sewing dissension here. These guys are just, we're gonna win this match. We're gonna take care of the NWO once for all. And then I got my sights set on Steve Austin. I remember what you did to me on Saturday night, Steve. And then maybe Ron and Dustin still want the tag titles, that kind of stuff. Let's call them Team WCW. Alright. The show is like 50-50 wrestling and talking so far. That's the WCW way. I don't think we've done just the 4 women in a tag match. I think I've been doing a lot of mixed tags. But Bull is recognizable, so we could just do like Bull and Manami Toyota against Kudo and Richter. Nothing's stopping us from doing this. Yeah, we have not done this yet. Let's see. Toyota is good. Richter is good. Bull is good. Oh, Kudo needs a win. Let's see if we can pull this off. I don't know that we can, but I'm gonna try. 10 minutes. Let's give them the storytelling match. Let's have Megumi Kudo get a flash pin on Bull Nakano. If Bull complains, we can keep her strong, but I don't think she'll complain. Nah, she's cool. Alright, cool. Thank you, Bull. What's going on with Razor and Pillman? Dangerous Alliance cut a promo hyping it. I feel like there has not been a lot of Razor talking, and that's probably for good reason. But I'm gonna do it. Razor Ramon. Do we have any angle ideas? Because this would be the time. We only have one that is for anybody, and listen, let's use it. Any help he can get. Basically just gonna cut a promo about how, like, Brian Pillman, you've been messing with me, but this is the biggest match of my career. At Fall Brawl, I'm gonna walk out the better man. Did Razor pop for drugs? Did that happen? I remember the big dog popping for soft drugs in AEW. Also, I think we gave Razor a cook test once before and he didn't pass it, but that's not going to stop me from going back to the well. Speaking of, we're going to do a Jumbo and Rick Rude in the ring talking segment. Basically, Jumbo's going to yell at Rick Rude about how, like, it's not enough that you turned on me, then you had to go and corrupt Manami Toyota. You're a cancer to WCW. Then, they're going to hype up the match for pay-per-view. And of course, Rude will not just sit there and take it. Rude will be like, oh, yeah, you would call me a cancer. I'm just doing what's right. I sold her what she needed to hear. She's never going to get it anywhere. Taking advice from a fat sweat hog like Jumbo Saruda. Gen Ox, hello. Thank you for coming in just as I was calling Jumbo a fat sweat hog. Ryan Pillman is a major star. He should probably... I mean, Razor's cutting that promo. Brian Pillman can simply win a match. He could just, like, beat somebody. There's no rules against that. Have I ever done Pillman and Ogawa? That's such a weird match. No. Cool. 8 minutes. I'll have it be open. I'll give Ogawa a little bit. Pillman's winning, obviously. That'll be either before or after the Razor promo. Dragon and Jerry Lynn. That is something we should probably set up with wrestling, because those guys can't talk. Let's see. Jerry is good. They're both good. We did Brian and Jerry defeating Razor and Ultimo. I've booked Brian. We still have Mike Awesome. We could do Jerry Lynn and Mike Awesome against Ultimo and somebody. That's fun. Team fucking ECW. Jerry and Mike taking on Ultimo and his good friend. His good friend. I mean, it's been Razor, but... I mean, it could be Razor again, but... I don't think we need to go to the Razor well here. It's Too Cold or it's Norman Smiley? Who's got more pop? Too Cold is almost there. Which actually makes me almost not want to use him, because he's probably losing. Yeah, let's do Ultimo and Norman Smiley. And then Jerry Lynn will pin Norman Smiley. Alright, and then we have 5 more minutes. Which we could really do on either thing, although we're a little light on wrestling. Although the only recognizable person we have left is Marty Jannetty, who has not debuted yet. And then commentators. So I guess someone's cutting a promo. You know what? I want to have Pillman cut a promo by himself, because I've been having him cut promos with Paulie. I want to see if Paulie's actually holding him back. Pillman post-match promo on Razor. Do you want a Wendy Richter promo? I don't think anyone's ever asked for that. Alright, we are going to open with the NWO promo. And then... yeah, how about this match? That sounds fun. And then let's do the Razor Cook test. And then the Pillman match. That's a solid, 22 minutes dedicated to Pillman and Razor. Hopefully that'll heat that up. Yeah, that's the show. Can Marty Manager be Bobby Heenan? Well, Heenan does commentary for Saturday night. But I don't know, he probably does need a manager. It's probably a good call. Yeah, he probably needs... yeah. Yeah, he probably needs a manager. Especially if he's going to be a heel, which he is going to be. He probably needs a manager. I don't think this show is our best work. This reminds me of an AEW go-home show where it's well, the pay-per-view is booked, so here's some promos and some matches of kind of low consequences, but maybe the game will take pity on us and give us an 87. $83 for this promo. Was hoping this would be better. The Vader storyline idea was a success. That's good. And so is the Ron Simmons storyline idea. Okay, so hopefully that'll heat those. Those two storylines are both in the War Games match. So if we get them both hot, maybe that'll like help bolster the War Games. Because I'm really worried this War Games match is going to get like an 80. Speaking of an 80, here it is for this match. That's honestly great. Hard carried by Ultimo Dragon, but hey, you know what? That's why he's the light heavyweight champion. A 79. Okay. We got a good roll on Razor. I think that's maybe the first time we've ever gotten a good roll on Razor. I know it's old hat by now, but that lineup of people is so wild. Yeah, I mean, we can't just keep stopping to say it because it just is what it is. But yes, it is. We have created a very strange parallel universe. Pillman and Ogawa, another 80. I mean, again, Brian Pillman got a 94. So that's good. Did Ogawa get the... No. Ogawa penalized for physical condition. Ogawa, you good, bro? I thought maybe Ogawa got squashed well, but this wasn't a squash. I gave them 8 minutes. Yeah, Paulie is in fact actually pulling those promos down in a weird twist of fate. Paulie is making the promos worse. Pillman should just cook. $85 for the Jumbo and Rick Rude dueling on the mics, and Rick Rude even did a bad job. And Jumbo did the good job? What is going on? What is happening? 62. Oh, the storyline idea was a failure. Well, I said it was taking a chance, and by God, it was in fact a chance. But maybe they'll cook on the pay-per-view. I think I might tell both of them to cook, or maybe I think Bull and Kudo would probably be a wild brawl. I think they're both good at brawling, and then maybe Toyota and Wendy. I'll tell them to like steal the show or something. Like, hey, go nuts. I don't know if Wendy Richter's got that in her, but Toyota does. 78. I probably should not have let Dustin and Ron and Eddie talk, but it is what it is. Did Ron talk? I don't even remember now. No. All right, 85. That is a solid TV main event. Tenru got a 95. $88. I mean, we got the wide selection of angles. That helped a lot. A solid go-home show. I'll take it. Money. We made it. Pop recap. Oh, this looks so naked now compared to AEW, where it's just fucking yellow everywhere. We only got the Maritimes. Oh, which Mean Street Posse guy is this? Nitro. People watched it. Alright. Yoji Anjo. Oh. Everyone in WWE is sad because we're kicking their ass so bad. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. They see how good we're doing and go, oh man, it sucks. This is a long load. The Persian Prince has been staring at me for too long. Okay. Okay. I assume that's just like oh no. No, they're just offering him a handshake deal. Okay. I'm kind of surprised we don't have him on a written exclusive. His contract does expire in 72 days. I would say this Pillman match is now huge for him. This is going to decide if we resign him or not. Because, like, Scott Hall has not really been great for us. And he's 36. Like, not exactly a guy you can wait around to see if he gets good. His matches have all been, like, very fine. Alright. Let's see what happens. Alright. Oh, I accidentally left-clicked. No nights off. Let's go... I think we just did the Southeast. 19th? Since we're in the Mid-Atlantic, let's do the Mid-Atlantic. Last time we went to North Carolina. Alright, we're going to the Capitol Center. Alright, I'm still farming creative finishes. Please at least give me like 1 year. Okay, a safe bet for Brian Pillman. I think we know who's winning that match. Give me a near certainty. Give me it. Please give me a near certainty. You motherfuckers. Bobby, we fired you, dog. Bobby, stop. All right, you know what? Sure, man. You were a face when you were here. It would be weird if you were different now. You're a face. Welcome back, Bobby. The Italian Stallion yelled at Bobby Heenan? Alright. Bold of him. Randy Savage. This is like a tradition. Like, yep, it's a Wednesday taping, so the Macho Man yelled at Bobby Heenan. Roddy did a poker tournament. Joey Mag set up a pancake station. Steamboat Train guys. Sherry Martel and the Shockmaster had a blazing argument. Okay, this is extra funny. Like, first of all, just the idea of the Shockmaster in the helmet, just like screaming at her, no one can understand him. But also, in this universe, Sherry Martel is dating John Tenta, so little you know, former tag partner yelling at the girlfriend. That seems messy. Al Perez and Richard Morton have butted heads backstage. Okay, Richard Morton, you should just like keep your head down and do those jobs, you know? Honestly, Al Perez too. I don't think we need to do any of these. Okay, we blew off that TV title feud last week, and it was bad. And it was really bad. I think we're going to use that to kickstart a Bam Bam Bigelow Battle Cat feud. So at least we got something out of it. I'm going to add this to one of these nights of Starrcade. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we have 7 of both, apparently. Bigelow versus Battle Cat. I'm adding Bigelow versus Battle Cat to night 1 of Starrcade. We'll see how that goes. You know who Al Perez... I mean, Al Perez is one of those guys that, like, I know his name. I've probably seen him wrestle once or twice. I don't know a ton about him, which is why he just kind of sits on the roster and does jobs. So the Shockmaster debuted last week. We probably have to address that in some capacity. That's not ideal. All right. Do you guys think the Shockmaster can talk? Nah. In fact, I would say maybe his gimmick is he doesn't talk. See, but the problem is like Vampiro. Vampiro could maybe talk. And then Barry Windham, aka the Widowmaker, can extremely not talk. Although honestly, these stats are not bad. He shouldn't be as bad as he is on promos, but he's been very bad when we've tried to give him promos. And the Shockmaster is worse. Need a spooky manager. Who do we even have set as managers? Because sometimes there's managers floating around that I'm not using. Fantasia! She's so spooky! Oh yeah, remember when we hired Michael Hayes to manage the headhunters? We don't talk about that. Spooky Mike Graham. Yeah, there's no one like super obvious here. I would assume Paul Bearer is in the WWF, but I don't know that. All right, I don't trust these guys, so we're gonna do like a 3-minute scripted video. Where Vampiro talks about how he shocked the world when he brought in his newest member of his team, the Shockmaster. Oh, can I rate him on like Menace? He probably has Menace, right? What can I do for Menace? Bodyguard? The Widowmaker, you are simply there. I should double check that he has Menace, but how could Typhoon not have Menace? He's got to have Menace. $74 Menace. Yeah, he's got Menace. Intimidation. Okay, thank you. And of course, Warrior and Piper will be off screen. But you know what? I think we'll hear from them. And then, of course, Ultimate Warrior and Roddy Piper will just fucking scream about, like, who was that fat guy in the sparkly helmet? What the hell was that? What kind of group of freaks are we dealing with here? All right, great, perfect. All right. Thinking about what we have. Sting. Sting probably should just not be on the show this week. Which means probably just another Steve Austin promo. But hey, that will do really well. So let's do that. Basically, he'll just cut a promo about how, like, Sting's been too yellow belly to show his face here on Saturday night ever since I beat him up. He doesn't have the guts to face me man to man. And then, you know, on commentary, we'll have, like, Shivani being like, you know, Sting's getting ready for the War Games match. He knows this. Alright, that's 3 promos. Dub C dub, dub C dub. We have the Steiners going back after the Horsemen. So, I think a great main event would be old Rick Steamboat teaming with the Steiners to take on Kurt, Arn, Rick. Oh, we did 8. We did an 8-man tag where these 6 guys were in it. Okay, no, that's fine. I was like, damn, I did this 6-man tag already. That's crazy. Give them 20 minutes. I don't think I have. Yeah, Horseman and Catch Club is the storyline, and that is hot, but that is ending. So I would honestly, I would end this storyline and just restart Steiners and Horsemen. In retrospect, we should have like kept it going and just added the Catch Club to it. But hey, you know, who knew we were going to go back to it this fast? I should have, because there were no other tag teams, but Oh, we have to end the... Thank you, game. This is also over. Great. Perfect. Starting that feud with like a hot 6-man tag main event should do really great for it. I hope. Oh, I didn't book a finish, did I? I should probably book a finish. What's going on with Hennig and Steamboat? Hennig is poor. Hennig needs a win. Hennig needs to cheat to beat Ricky Steamboat. I mean, that's just... Although I also feel like the Steiners kind of need a win. Well, we got like 5 weeks. No, the Steiners need to win more, I think. Let's just Scott the win on like Arn Anderson, which should be fine. Scott's very over. Alright, great. Glad I remembered to book a finish. That would have been... Well, it might have been fine. The Horseman probably would have just won, which wouldn't have been the end of the world. Alright, Avalanche. I gotta figure out what Avalanche is doing at Starrcade, because I don't have them on the card right now. Alright, let me bring this over. Let's get like a mini notepad time in here. So these are our tentative plans for the 2 nights of Starrcade. Oh, you know what? Warrior and Piper are going to need a 3rd guy. Because this is now Vampiro, Widowmaker, Shockmaster. Cactus or Shamrock or Battle Cat. Well, that's settled. It's Shamrock. Savage or Nitro guy is also a big question mark. I mean, if Takada was here, like Takada and Avalanche would be a cool match, but Takada is going to be doing an MMA fight. There is Terry Funk. We would have to turn one of them face, but like we could do that. Let's see. Avalanche is better as a heel. I would assume Terry Funk is also better as a heel, but can play a babyface. Oh, he's amazing at being both. Excellent. All right. So we're going to set him to turn. We are, in fact, going to add Terry Funk versus Avalanche down here. We're going to start that storyline. And I know a great way to start that storyline. First of all, let's spell funk right. I hate when that happens. Avalanche, buddy, you're not in the world title scene anymore. I'm sorry. I am going to do Avalanche versus Dave Finlay, which is going to be heel, so it's not going to go great, but, you know, stick with me. 8 minutes. Avalanche is going to win. And then after the match, Avalanche is going to beat the shit out of Dave Finlay. Like he'll like keep doing the what would he call this thing? If it was the shock treatment when he was at Earthquake, it would be the Avalanche is already I don't know. What he keeps sitting on Dave Finlay. I think it's too early for Terry to make the save. So I think he just beats up Dave Finlay. Let's just do like 3 minutes. And then that will piss Funk off. Okay. Oh, Bam Bam needs to tell Battle Cat to eat shit. Battle Cat ruined my TV title match. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. That was going to be a singles match. They bullshitted it into a triple threat. He lost. He mad. We kind of backed our way into that storyline, but hey, sometimes that's how it goes. Savage is just kind of chilling until we figure out the interpromotional match. Sting, I'm not going to have it here. Cactus. We have to start setting up Cactus against... I mean, if Shamrock is getting this fucking match, we got to start heating him up. What's your pop, Ken? Yeah, it's like 60. I mean, it sounds to me like Ken is just going to win some matches. Hey, Al Perez, we talked about you earlier. You want to lose a match to Ken Shamrock? Oh, you've already lost several tags to him. Let's have Macho Man cut a promo about how he retained the TV title, and you know he'll defend this TV title against anyone, anywhere. I don't care if they're on Saturday night on Nitro. I don't if they're in America, Japan, Mexico. I want the cream of the crop. The Macho Man only wants the best. But basically, you know, planting seeds for the idea that he wants to wrestle people other than just who's on this brand. Takada. I mean, we should probably do stuff with Takada until he has that MMA. Until he leaves on that camp. He should at least be on the show. Giant Warrior turning face. That's not happening. That whoopsie doodle. Did Severin and Takada have no chemistry? Am I making that up? We're gonna find out. Yes, they have no chemistry. Cool. All right, Takada will. You know what? Dan Severn has been like off TV. We wrote him off with an injury for a while. Let's get Dan back. Dan, you are going to take on. You know what, Giant Warrior? You're not turning, but you can wrestle Dan Severn. How about that? Since you're big, I'll give you 8 minutes instead of 6. Dan's winning. Cool. 2 more minutes. Perfect. I wouldn't mind getting, like, some of these lower people, like, what if the Gilberts won a match, you know? That never happens. Oh, you know what we can do? Since Bobby Eaton is here. Who haven't we tried as Bobby Eaton's partner? One last chance to find someone you have chemistry with, Bobby. Paul Levesque, we could do the Blue Bloods gimmick. It's weird that he's a face. Is he good? Let's try it. It would be very funny if they had chemistry. I hope they do. Eddie and Doug versus Bobby Eaton and Paul Levesque. 6 minutes. Eddie Gilbert's winning. Oh, I don't have a storytelling match, do I? You know what? We are telling a story in Avalanche and Dave Finlay. The story of Avalanche shouldn't have fucked with this guy. Alright, what are we opening the show with? Probably, Steve Austin's probably a safe bet to open the show. That's going to get 100. And then, boy, it's a lot of squash matches until that main event, huh? Ken Shamrock and Alf Perez. Macho Man. Bigelow. Spooky Video. Yep, that's Saturday night. I think this show might do better than the Nitro we did just because promos and the main event will be good. So I'll say that got an 88. I'll say an 89. I think this will do 1 point better, even though it is full of squash matches. The people love squashes. The children yearn for squash matches. Too many competitive matches on TV these days. Yeah, 95. This is great. Starting to think this Steve Austin guy could be a big star for us. 79. Shamrock is getting 82s with 59 pop. So you know what? I think Shamrock and Cactus is going to cook. Randy Savage, 85. I mean, for a promo, that's just him coming out, waving around the TV title and being like, "I'll wrestle anyone." I think 85 is pretty good. 67. They didn't have the chemistry bonus. We couldn't be so lucky. What a shame. What are we gonna call him when we eventually, like 3 years from now, bring him to the main roster? What are we gonna call Paul Levesque? We're gonna call him Terra Rising. I know we could just call him Triple H or Hunter Hearst Helmsley, but I think it would be funny to live in a world where that never happened. 82 Bam Bam promo? Okay, we'll take that. 79 for Dan and the Giant Warrior. Okay, all right. People were just happy to see Dan back in the ring. I think that's what that is. 55. Okay. 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 $73 for Avalanche Dave Finlay. Honestly, for like a heel squash match, that's perfectly fine. Then a 75 for Avalanche squashing the shit out of him. 76. Warrior and Piper both struggled going off script. That was a double whammy. That's rough. Jean-Jacques Jameson, Triple J. Ugh. Whoa! 99 main event. Yeah, I think the show's gonna be all right. I think we're gonna be okay, guys. I mean, Steamboat and the Steiners against Hennig, Arn, and Rick in 1994 would cook. I think this is a deserved 99, but like, damn, didn't expect that. Let's go. What a great start for the Steiners and Horseman tag team. They are starting with a 99 segment. It's only downhill from here. Yeah, 92. And we didn't get the, maybe shows on Saturdays are just cursed. You're not allowed to get, ankle bonuses on Saturdays. We made money. We went up in pop, though we didn't actually go up a level anywhere. It's still weird to be that over in Japan, but that's what buying 90s All Japan will do to you. I thought I could quickly put a cough drop in my mouth during the loading screen, but I could not unwrap the thing for the fucking life of me. Oh no, CWA Europe is going out of business. Oh no. Damn, poor Tiger Jeet Singh. You guys gonna ask me to buy it? I can't believe Dave Taylor was 37 in 1994. God, he was always old. Greg Valentine, what are you doing? Just hanging around in Europe? What a roster. Rip Rogers, what are you? How did Rip Rogers and Greg Valentine end up over here? Akira Maeda joins FMW? Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Onita's gonna try to hit him with a barbed wire baseball bat, and he's just gonna fucking punch him. Punch him and punch him and take him down and put him in a leg lock. Akira Maeda joins FMW. FMW morale issues. I can't help but think those two things might be related. Petition to move Collision to Friday. But Nick, that's when Rampage is. This is Rampage, baby. Okay, Bobby Eaton getting work off doing a TV job for us. Good for him. Oh, we cannot do a third WCW show. I don't have it in me to do 3 shows a week. It's too much. House show in the Northwest? Okay, sure. Do you set up the house show circuit? No. Uh, 600,000. Okay. Yeah, I know you can use it for that, but I don't know. I should just book dark matches to find that stuff out. Jeff Jarrett, what'd you win? USWA Southern Heavyweight title for the 6th time. That's right, brother. You're still just hanging out in USWA, huh? No one's signing you to a contract or anything. Yeah, 50 pop in the Southeast. 68. But that's 68 where he's got 50 pop. Ain't he great? I mean, he can't be that great if he's only working for USWA. I'm surprised WWF hasn't signed him, to be honest. They could... I mean, we could sign him too, but I don't want to sign Jeff Jarrett. I'm good. Alright, here we go. Fall Brawl. Give me a big set. No nights off. I said we were going to run this in the tri-state. Is there like a 30,000 seater we could get? Oh, there's a couple. No, there's nothing in the 30,000 range. Alright, maybe we won't do tri-state. What else do we got? Southwest. There's a lot more venues in the Southwest. Do we have anything in like the 25 to 30 range in the Southwest? Oh, we got 22s in Utah. We're just gonna do this at Madison Square Garden. At this one that says it holds 21,000, opposed to this one that says 18.5. We're going to the bigger Madison Square Garden. Oh, Nippon TV. We're gonna have to use weenie version of War Games. Guys, please give me one near certainty. Please. A safe bet for Cactus Jack. Safe bet. Okay. I think our run of 100 pay-per-views is going to run out here, boys. Between the war games and the lack of creative finishes we have going into it. I don't know. Steve Regal yelled at Mike Graham. Norman Smiley is traveling with Randy Anderson. Great. Tenryu training Rie Tamada. Dustin Rhodes has been influencing Rey Mysterio. I don't know how to feel about that. He's probably telling, hey, kid, slow down. Work a headlock, brother. You don't got to be doing all that flipping and flying stuff. June won a video game tournament? Hell yeah. 1994. What are they playing? Do you think they played Doom on like an Atari Jaguar? Or like a 3DO playing Doom? Hell yeah. That's what I hope they won. Dustin Rhodes yelled at Bobby Heenan. And that's it. WCW French Brother. That year is not even close. '94, like, the PlayStation is just coming out. Like, in Japan, it's coming out. I don't even know if it's out in the States in '94. No Inspire, so we're just going to chill and not do anything. How do you do a Doom tournament? Yeah, you know, just whoever clears the level the fastest. Because there wouldn't have been split screen. Yeah, I was thinking split screen at first. Yeah, you called my bluff, okay? They're playing Mario Kart. Yeah, that's probably a good one. OG Mario Kart. But I like to think one of them bought an Atari Jaguar. They're like, yeah, man, 64 bits. This is going to be the next big thing. Look at this controller. It's got so many buttons. Someone somewhere is loving my Atari Jaguar material. I don't know why I have all these Atari Jaguar facts in my head, but I do. When did Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat would have been out for like a while. Mortal Kombat like 2 or 3 was probably out by '94. Anyway, let's book Fall Brawl. Do we have a 5v5 War Games? We do, but we need the weenie version. So, I need to make the weenie version. I think. Let's see. Let's start with 5v5 War Games. I didn't own an Atari Jaguar, but I did know someone who owned an Atari Jaguar, and I did play it at the time. And they all those things I said, they really tried to like sell to me. I'm like, oh yeah, man, the Jaguar, 64 bits, bro. Genesis only got 16. Like, they were really into it. And I remember even as a kid being, I wasn't like, oh, this sucks, but I remember kind of being like, it doesn't. I thought it would be cooler than this, you know? Like, that was kind of the vibe I got from it. Anyway, let's book this match. We got Sting. We got Big Van Veda. We got Eddie Guerrero. We got Dustin Rhodes. We got Ron Simmons. Other side, we got Stan Hansen. We got Misawa. We got Kenta Kobashi. We got Dr. Death, Steve Williams. And we got Terry Gordy. Alright. What do we got on finishes here? There's a Pillman creative finish. Cactus. Do we have anyone for anyone in this match? There is a Masawa creative finish, which is a safe bet, but that doesn't really help us because he's not winning this match. And there's a Stan Hansen creative finish, a near certainty for Stan Hansen. Oh, but he like needs to lose the match for the story to make sense. All right, we're just gonna go with a generic. Hopefully there is a. I think the best we're going to have is a safe bet. Yeah, it's a safe bet. That's the best thing we got. All right. Um, Sting is spinning Stan Hansen again. Oh, Stan is a bit unhappy. Damn, that's crazy. And then Nippon TV. Okay. So then we need to... add new match. 5v5 war games. Nippon friendly. Oh, we need to do like low injury and content risk? Even medium was too much? Jeez. Talk to Stan like you did. I mean, we can try. It is literally only ever worked that one time in TEW9. But yeah, sure, we can talk to him. How would you feel about being booked to lose at an event to Sting? I would be a bit unhappy. How would you like to put over Sting? I'm willing to do that. Oh, oh. Oh shit, it's back! I can't believe that worked. Holy shit. Holy shit. Thank you, Gem Noble. I truly did not think that would work. Anyway, afterwards we're gonna turn Stan face. We're gonna have Misawa get in his face and be like, you know, you suck, you suck. You don't have what it takes to lead the NWO. And Stan's gonna snap and fight him. In fact, let's just do him. Let's just do Misawa and Stan fighting, and then with the idea being that the rest of the NWO is there, and they're trying to like break them up. They're trying to like pull them apart, I guess. Yes, thank you, game. Okay. Light heavyweight title: Ultimo Guerrero. Ultimo Dragon and Jerry Lynn. No Ultimo Guerreros allowed. Ultimo's retaining. You guys cook. Please cook. Thank you. And then after the match, we got another surprise. As Ultimo will be attacked by the debuting Marty Jannetty. But he doesn't even work here. Oh god, I never know how to spell Jannetty. Jumbo and Rick Rude. This isn't continuing, right? No, we're going on to Rick Rude and Vader after this. So it sounds like Rick Rude needs to win. Because I don't have Jumbo doing anything. Although maybe Jumbo's wrestling Randy Savage. No, they're both baby faces. That wouldn't work. I mean, it could be a babyface match if it's like a special attraction. There's nothing that's not illegal. We could do it. Look at these guys' stats. Psychology, 89 to 97. It's pretty good. Rick Rude, 84 92. It's pretty good. Why don't you guys call it in the ring? Since you're two veteran workers. I truly don't know who I want to win. Although I will say, I do... Rude is more over, and I know for sure what I'm doing with him, so I think Rude should probably just win. Tenryu and Sabu. What a match. I always want to make these wild brawls, and then I'm like, oh, Sabu doesn't actually brawl. And then we don't use hardcore in our... I don't think our product uses the hardcore rating at all. I'll just give them a normal... Actually, you know what? We need a storytelling match. Maybe this is the storytelling match? Because I don't know what else it would be. I don't think there's any way... No, Tenru's not going to lose this. No, so Tenru needs to win. So let's do storytelling. We gotta do something with Dusty. We had, like, Tenru beating up Dusty, and then they had that bull rope match. I think, Dusty has to cost Sabu the match here. Dusty gets too involved. I guess we'll do botched interference. Okay. Regal and Owen. That is almost certainly opening the show as a Tech Masterclass. That is why we put these guys in a feud. Oh, I'm continuing this to Starcade. Okay, well in that case, we need to look at this storyline. Let's see. Owen is neutral. Regal is fairly good. Sounds like Owen needs to get a win here. Somehow this is their first singles match. We really haven't them... Alright, so this could really go either way. But since Owen is neutral, let's give Owen the win. Let's have a Tech Masterclass. And let's do... maybe like a flash pin. Flash pin is somewhere between weird win and clean win, right? D-Regal is a bit unhappy, really. Oh, you guys have like the same pop, Steve, brother. All right, listen, let's try it. Is this the new meta? I would like you to consider putting over Owen Hart. It's back, baby. It's back. The talking strat is back. He must something must have happened in one of the updates that like changed that, because for a while when we switched to 9, it was just everyone was like absolutely not. let's do an angle afterwards. Owen. This classic Swarley booking. He wants that handshake. Steve Regal. Not interested. What kind? He's not as sporting as he says. What kind of gentleman turns down a handshake? All right, Brian Pillman and Razor Ramon. I want to see what Razor's got. I want to give him, you know what I mean? Like, he does have some psych. Stamina. Ooh, stamina's not good. Stamina is not good. I mean, he cannot win this match under any circumstances. But I want to give them, like, 16 slow build open. See how that goes? Because I literally have no idea how it's going to go. Pillman has to win. I think Pillman has to just win. I don't think Razor has shown to be on his level. Oh, even with slow build, he can't go 16? Mamma mia. Do slow build matches have to be a certain length? It doesn't say that. Can he do 14? Okay. Jeez. All right. And now it's time for the women. Bull, Megumi. Women's title. Both neutral. And it both neutral, and it's a cold storyline. Hell yeah, brother. I mean, Bull has to just win. I don't think. Maybe we could do a draw. Maybe we could do like a double DQ, especially since it's a wild brawl. Let's try it. Let's try like wild brawl double count out. Or double DQ. I mean, either one, whatever. She is extremely unhappy. Okay, you know what? You can win. You can win, Bull. But I don't think talking to her is going to work this time. You can win. I would like to run this back though, so let's do Tainted. I can't piss off the one over woman on the roster. We can't do that. That said, I am probably about to do that to the second over woman on the roster because like Manami totally win this match. No, Wendy cannot cook. I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll tell them to cook. No, Wendy is not a cooker. Yeah, I want Toyota. I want Toyota to win this real bad. It could be Tainted. Oh, let's go! Yes! Toyota intimidated Wendy Richter into doing the job without complaining. Let's fucking go. I can't believe Toyota has this, but Bull Nakano doesn't. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That rocks. Alright, let's add some promos and then that's a show. I'm remembering to open with Steve Regal and Owen Hart because it's a tag masterclass, otherwise it will bomb the whole card. Let's have the WCW boys hype themselves up backstage before their match. Sting. Actually, maybe just Sting and Big Van Vader. I mean, the other guys will be there. Dustin. Edward Guerrero. Stand off screen. Terry Gordy off screen. Honestly, that should be enough. Team WVW, my favorite promotion. I think I'm gonna put Brian Pillman and Razor up here because I don't want to steal the show match right before the main event. I mean, order-wise, I think that's good, but we probably should add another promo or two. Who else should have a promo? I mean, Tenru. Let's do like an in-ring promo with Tenru and Dusty and Sabu standing there. To kind of like remind people of what was going on with Dusty and Tenru, and to kind of, you know, not so subtly tell people, you know, remind people why this interference is going to happen in this match, I guess. Dusty and Tenru yell at each other before match. Oh, I want to do like a little backstage thing. Just like 3 minutes backstage. I would call this character development. Rick Rude talking at Manami Toyota, basically being like, "Hey, great job out there. Saw your match. You're finally doing what you got to do to make yourself number one. You're one of the best students I ever had. You're a fast learner. You're doing great." Let's have that before his match. Honestly, it could be anywhere. It doesn't really matter. We should book a dark match. Although, honestly, there's no one that like needs to be booked. That said, we have a bunch of fun cruiserweights that we could probably book in a tag or a 6-man or something like that. Such as Too Cold and Rey Mysterio. And Norman Smiley. Taking on the team of Taue Kawada and Jun Akiyama. Now that's a match. This is like the third best match on the show. Oops. Kawada, you can win. And then, is there anyone else we want to book in a dark match? I think we're good. Yeah, we only need one dark match. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do creative finishes for like any of the other matches, although I don't know. We had a Brian Pillman one, right? I'm not making that up. Yeah, there's a Brian Pillman one. Let's use that. Does anyone else have one? There's a Jumbo creative finish, but he's losing. Although it's at near certainty. Oh, maybe we change that finish. Maybe we change that. Maybe Jumbo goes over. Although I don't think Rude will put him over. Star quality 91, so he could be more over than this. Let's see. Would Rude even put him over? Oh, he would. Okay. Well, then it's settled. Because Jumbo has a creative idea, he can win. That match might be super... I think I'm actually going to swap this with the Razor and Pillman match. All right. That's the show. We've kind of been raking in hundreds on these pay-per-views. I'm not convinced about this one. War Games matches, sometimes they get like an 81. Although I'm hoping because we have like 2 hot storylines in that'll maybe give it an extra bump. But other than that, I'll say like a 92. That'll be my guess on this pay-per-view. Check for chemistry. I mean, not really. Unless we bring someone up. Let me look at who's left. And then if there's someone, like if there's someone I want to put in a tag team. I know Booker T should be in a tag team. We were just talking about that. Oh, and Doug Furness could use a partner because Crawford's out for like a long time. All right. Booker T and Doug Furness. I mean, Richard Slinger, you could be a substitute Doug Furness, right? And then who would team with Booker T? Taz? Taz is kind of funny. You're a heel though, although it's a dark match, doesn't super matter. Sean Waltman, how's Waltman doing? RVD and Booker T were the tag team champions, right? Like on Raw in like 2005 or some shit. I'm not making that up, right? Chat, am I making that up? Let's try it. Did Penthouse take that RVD photo? You wish. Where's Rob? There he is. The most over person in this match is probably Doug Furness, so he's going to win. Alright, I am once again guessing a 92, but we'll see. I mean, no chemistry bonuses, but no penalties either. Rob Van Dam is better than Booker T. We could probably call up Richard Slinger to be the fucking great value Dan Crawford. 68 here. Kawada's good, and he's not even over, so we should work on that. $87 for Regal and Owen Hart. Good, good. If only we could have juiced this with a creative idea. We could have got like a 95. That's... oh well. And then, no handshake. Oh, he wanted the handshake, but he said no. Oh, they didn't click at all. Okay. Well, I'm glad I said screw it and just have Manami win, because if I would have been like, oh, she'll win the rematch, we would have been fucked. All right. Well, hopefully Manami gains something here. Oh, she's got a stale gimmick. $78. The crowd is unclear. I don't think I've ever seen unclear. Oh, Dusty invented a new catchphrase. Okay, great. 90. Crowd still unclear though. They don't know what to make of this. Although they like Tenru and Sabu. That was good. Maybe Wendy sandbag. I think it would have told us if she sandbagged. But I mean, they had zero chem. It's not. It wouldn't have mattered. Like there's poor chemistry, and then there's like did not click at all. And I think zero chemistry is the worst one. But like, there's levels to the bad chemistry, and theirs was like quite bad. Oh, the crowd. Well, in my defense game, I didn't know Wendy Richter and Manami Toyota were going to kill the crowd dead. I thought the crowd would be hot for this match, but that's a shame because this could have done better with a hotter crowd. 70. This is especially funny now after the match was like a total bomb, and then Rick Rude was like, ah, good job. Good job, kid. 80. Oh, 14 is not enough for a slow build. Okay. It didn't say that, but I thought that might be the case. Chat, Razor Ramon is not getting re-signed. We tried to push him. He wasn't very good at promos. He doesn't have good stamina. His matches aren't good. There's really no reason to push the guy other than, well, it's Scott Hall and he was a star at the time and we liked him. But, like, in the game, he has really dropped the ball with every opportunity we've given him. $78 for Ultimo and Jerry Lynn. The crowd is getting hot now. Finally. 59 for the Marty debut. But at least his bitter gimmick is good. 74? Did they do a bad job calling it in the ring? Low heat. I don't see anything about calling it in the ring going badly, but that's the only thing that makes any sense to me. How could this have gotten a 74? What the fuck? That was with the creative finish. If this didn't have a creative finish, this match gets like a 69. What the fuck happened? Alright, we need this main event to get 90 plus now, and I don't see that happening. Okay. Alright, 93. 93. This is a very good War Games. I think it helped that we had two hot feuds going into this, and not like, you know, on AEW I did like the Luchadors versus the Embassy one. That had like one mediocre feud in it. So I think having two hot ones helped a lot. Also, like, that one had a bunch of mid-carders in it. This was mostly main eventers with a couple mid-carders sprinkled in. Creative finish also came through. Oh, I'm sorry. We had 3 hot storylines. I mean, if a 93 main event, and if we also get the bonus, this could be like a very undeserved like 95 overall pay-per-view. Oh, 88 for the turn angle. Let's do that turn. 20 segments. Yeah, I think that's enough. Great job, Stan. 90. Yes, a very undeserved 94. I was gonna say it was a one-match show, but I forgot Owen Hart and Steve Regal was also quite good. And Tenryu and Sabu. So it wasn't. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was, but this stretch in here was rough. The women's title up through Jumbo and Rick Rude was like a bunch of disappointments. Okay. I mean, Tenryu and Sabu, you guys over-delivered. So, you guys will be praised for a great performance. There's too many people in the War Games to just single out 2 guys. Oh, Wendy Richter and Manami Toyota. I'm sorry. That y'all almost killed the entire pay-per-view, but it wasn't your fault. Everyone's pleased with that. We made $3.4 million, so I'm feeling better about the pay-per-view. I think that's good. I think good. And it still increased our popularity in many regions. Oh, Scrum time. Here we go. Things have been going very well for WCW in the U.S. market recently. You've been dominating all your competitors. Do you feel like you can continue this run of success? I think it's numerous other companies. It's no surprise that we dominate. We're giving the fans a great show. We're just getting started. I take nothing for granted. It's no surprise you dominate. We're giving fans a great show. You recently made a new signing, Marty Jannetty. What plans do you have for him? I have high hopes for him. He will have to work his way up the ladder. There's no free rides in WCW. We're going to play it by ear. He's going to... This comment also kind of makes sense for his bitter gimmick. Like, he'll have to work his way up the ladder, and then he'll be like, why? I'm Marty Jannetty. I shouldn't have to work my way up the ladder. Oh, the locker room liked that answer. Okay, good. Fall Brawl 94 is being considered a success. How do you feel? It was a huge success. Listen, I'm always going to say this. We saw Wendy Richter have an off night. Is there inconsistency? That wasn't her fault. I'm sure it was a one-off. Word is that Fantasia is annoyed with life in WCW. I wish I could, like, fire her from this screen. I don't care. I'll try to talk to her and address her issues. Chris Jericho, are you dating Fantasia? Very important day in WCW calendar. WCW Starrcade Night 2 is almost upon you. Have you got your plans finalized for it? Yes. Yes, I do. It's so funny for it to ask me this in WCW, where I actually do have plans. Whereas if I got this question in AEW, I'd be like, haha, yeah, totally. I've been planning it for quite some time. It's going to be spectacular. All right, good scrum. No one got mad at me. Good scrum. Good scrum. Oh, he got hired. I thought I said fired. I was like, oh, things are not going well for Scott. Maybe it's good he's getting all these handshake deals, because I'm not booking him. 1.31 buy rate, cool. And 321,000 views in Japan. Cool. So almost 1 million altogether. I'll take that. We can't even go ahead a day because, yeah, we would be going right into Nitro. All right, well, there we are. 26 days away from Starrcade Night 1. Let's bring the notepad over a little bit here, just to remind y'all what we're doing. So Starrcade has turned into a giant 2-night event because I realized there was no fucking way to get everybody onto one show. So these plans are all kind of tentative, especially like the night placement. We could switch those around. But yeah, we're looking for the Night 1 main event of Masawa and Stan Hansen for the Triple Crown. And then Hennig and Steamboat as kind of like co-main event. I'd say like a double main event for Night 1. And then we're doing this stupid 6-man tag with Warrior and Piper and somebody taking on the fucking Dark Carnival or whatever the fuck we're calling them. We're doing All Japan tag titles. Ron and Dustin against Pillman and Lynn, I guess. We'll blow up Regal and Owen. We have to turn... I always forget if I'm turning Gordy or Dr. Death. But one of them is going to turn and help Stan. So then we'll do a singles match with those guys. And then we fell ass backwards into Bigelow and Battle Cat. WCW title. This is like the one thing we know for sure we're doing. Sting is defending the WCW title against Steve Austin. WCW tag titles will be on the line as Flair and Arn will take on the Steiners again. Steiners have to win. We got to get Flair and Arn out of these tag division. Ric Flair hasn't had like any big singles matches since we signed him. That's crazy. Vader will start a feud with Rick Rude. We'll do Ultimo and Marty for light heavyweight title. We'll do Kudo and Bull in a street fight? Question mark. For women's title. Cactus is going to take out Shamrock for U.S. title. Savage versus Nitro guy. Jumbo? Eddie? And then Terry Funk will take on Avalanche. So that is what we are tentatively building to. You know, some of these matches, you know, and especially if it has a question mark, that's very, like, well, we'll see. Because, you know, we have... Although we only have 26 days, so we can't fuck around that much. But, yeah, it's definitely some things could change or move here. But yeah, that is going to do it for the stream tonight. Kind of a shorter one, but we got through that pay-per-view quicker than I thought we would. What do with Sting if he jobs to Austin? There's a lot of things you can do with Sting. It's fucking Sting. He could go after the Triple Crown. Him and Vader could go for the tag titles. That'd be fucking cool. Although Ron and Dustin will be the tag champs at that point, so that wouldn't make sense. I don't know, it's Sting. Sting can feud with literally anybody. Like, that's not really a problem. But yeah, that is going to do it. We will be back on Thursday with AEW. What's going on in AEW? We just did my pay-per-view, right? And then we're like right at your pay-per-view, right? Because there was like no time in between them. So I think we're like getting... This is one of those streams where I don't really book anything. It's just like a Collision and then a Nick pay-per-view. And then I eventually get to do a Dynamite like 2 hours into the stream. I think it's one of those. So yeah, tune in for that. Colliders, get ready for Thursday. Y'all get to go crazy. Then, of course, we'll be back next Tuesday, building up to Starrcade, and then building up to 1995. We are almost 3 damn years into this save. That's crazy. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And that's it. See you guys later. Bye.